Unboxing and review of a Temu tenor ukulele. And the make is Irin, and the model is UK 2660 walnut ukulele, and it's 66.4 centimeters long, which makes it a tenor ukulele. In the past, I've reviewed a soprano ukulele and a couple of concert ukuleles. So adding a tenor ukulele to my reviews almost completes the set. The reason I got it from Temu is because I recently reviewed a guitar from Temu and the whole experience was brilliant. So I wanted to see if that would repeat again. But not only was it a really good experience and the instrument really good, but they provided me with a discount code both for the app and for the website, which will give you a massive discount if you decide you want to buy one of these. I've put the discount code details on the screen now, but I'll also repeat them down below in the description, and I'll repeat them at the end of the video, just in case you're interested in buying one of these ukuleles. But watch the review first, because I'm going to be completely honest, and I'll tell you whether I think it's worth buying the ukulele or not. And the reason I chose this make of ukulele to review is because the guitar I reviewed recently was quite a cryptic make, and if you search Temu, that's about all they make. However, this make, Irin, seems to be a big instrument maker, and they make all sorts of musical equipment. So, by giving you some knowledge of Irin instruments and their quality might be useful for you in the future. Right, let's get on with it. The unboxing. As with the guitar I bought, the box it arrived in has seen better days and it looks like it's been through a war zone. There's concertinaed corners and tears and chips. So we'd better open it up to see what the ukulele looks like inside it. As usual, I'm speeding up parts of the unboxing to stop the video being too long and too boring. And here's our first look at the ukulele in its case, which has got Irin printed on the front of it. Underneath the ukulele are some accessories, so I'll take those out as well so we can take a look at what we've got. In the box with the ukulele is a spare set of strings, a pick, a finger shaker, a strap and a capo. I'll put the accessories away for now, and I'll show you them later, but first I'll finish unpacking the ukulele because I want to make sure it's not been damaged in the shipping. In the case, the ukulele's in a soft cloth bag, which I'll take it out of now so I can look at it properly. Before I put the case away, I'll put all the accessories in the pocket on the front of it, partly so I don't lose them, and partly so I can see if they fit. And there you have it. On first sight, it's very impressive. It's hard to believe it's a cheap instrument. Looking at it working down from the headstock to the tail, I'll start with the machine heads. The machine heads are really nice. They arrived with a protective film on, which has kept the surface from getting any scratches or anything, so the finish is very good. Mechanically, the machine heads are really excellent. There's no tight spots or loose spots. They tune the ukulele up really easily, which is just as well really, as the new nylon strings take a while to settle. The headstock and the neck are both mahogany. The top of the headstock is laminated with what I assume is more walnut, and they've printed the company logo on there, and it's got a pinstripe round the side, which gives it a bit of class. The fingerboard is also finished really nicely, and there aren't any sharp fret edges, and the fret markers are small round ones which are kind of pearloid, but I suspect these are probably plastic. I also suspect that the nut and the saddle are plastic, but this is no biggie if you want to replace them. Where the heel of the neck is attached to the body is very neat, though you can see some very slight signs of glue and sanding. The strap buttons are the mushroom type, which are more expensive than your default ones, and they'll provide a little more strength. Not that you really need it with a ukulele, because they're quite light. The body is made of walnut, the top, the ribs and the back, and it's finished in a satin finish, which is open poured so you can feel the grain and you can see the grain, which is really nice as well because it's a beautiful walnut finish and it's really nice to see it. The ukulele's got a sound port in the top rib, and rather than having a hole in the top, it's got two F slots, similar to what a violin might have, but more stylised. Something that I didn't notice in the pictures, but I'm very pleased to see, is the fact that the back has got a bowl shape in it. And this is harder to produce and is really unusual to see on a ukulele of this budget. And it acts to push the sound forward so that it gives the instrument a clearer, brighter, louder sound. The bridge is being neatly carved and fitted, and the saddle is plastic. And the strings are nylon and they're tied off to the bridge, in the same way you might do with a classical guitar. After inspecting the whole ukulele thoroughly, from top to tail, I can say there's absolutely no damage caused by the shipping. So I'm very pleased with that. And it's a really nice instrument. And after performing its first tune-up, I can tell you the machine heads work nicely and it tunes up fantastically. However, it's got the usual nylon string thing, where the nylon strings have to stretch. So for the first couple of days, it'll probably keep going out of tune again and again. The neck is very thin, being 35mm at the nut, and this gives it a very refined feel, and the neck feels really nice and pleasant to play. The whole instrument feels and looks very grown up. I've reviewed ukuleles in the past that are clearly aimed at a child audience, whereas this one I would say was aimed at an adult audience. Something that surprised me about this ukulele is the fact, even though it's got a sound port in the side and just two F slots in the front, the sound it produces is still projected forward. And it competes quite easily with other ukuleles I've got that have got sound holes. And speaking of the sound, here's what it sounds like with some very simple tests. Here's a simple comparison between this ukulele and a concert ukulele. Now just some normal ukulele playing. I'll go through the accessories now, and I'll start with the spare set of strings. The strings that came with the ukulele are Irin white nylon ones, which means they're the same as the ones that are already on the ukulele. And they're perfectly good strings, and it's really nice to have a spare set. You could find that if you break a string, these are the most important accessory you've got. The next accessory was a plectrum, which is a 0.71mm one, and that's pretty thin, and this is something most people will find useful. Now we get to the finger shaker, which is something completely new to me, and it says on the back, feel the rhythm of finger shaker even when you are playing guitar or any other instrument. So, right, okay. With a bit of practice and with a better positioned microphone, that could sound okay. But it would be great fun for anyone with most instruments, or even without an instrument at all. The next item is the strap, which is surprisingly good. It's more than enough to hold your ukulele, and I've actually seen weaker straps than this for guitars and even electric guitars, which are maybe 5 or 6 times the weight. So there's nothing wrong with the strap. It's got good thick leatherette ends, and it's a canvas style, and it's adjustable. The last accessory is the capo, which kind of doesn't make sense to me. It even says on the packet it's for 6-string guitar, and whilst it will work on a ukulele, I wouldn't really recommend sticking with this. I'd get a proper ukulele capo. However, as capos go, it's very good. It's got a strong spring without being too strong, and it's made of metal. Let's take a look at the case now. All the accessories fit away really neatly into the pocket on the front of the case, and the ukulele itself fits very neatly into the case. However, I've got one criticism of the way the ukulele fits in, and that's that the zips seem to stop short, so it's a bit of a fidget getting the ukulele in and out of the case. The case is padded all around, but it's not very thick padding, so it'll offer some level of protection to the ukulele, and it's definitely good enough to store it away in the house, but it wouldn't protect it from any really bad knocks or drops. We've looked now at both the ukulele and all the accessories, so let's do the conclusion. The ukulele is really nice. It looks, feels and sounds far more expensive than it actually cost. So if I saw this ukulele and didn't know how much it actually cost, I would probably guess twice what I paid for it. Whenever I review an instrument, I always like to find something negative or not so good, so I can bring balance to the review. However, with this ukulele, it was quite hard to do that because it is a really good instrument, especially when you consider the price. But if you wanted to improve the ukulele, you could do quite easily and quite cheaply by replacing the saddle and the nut with a bone or new bone saddle and nut. This would be quite cheap, but it would really improve the sound and make it sharper and more crisp. Because it's a tenor ukulele, it's that little bit bigger than a concert ukulele, and the neck is longer. So if you're a guitarist, it's usually easier for a guitarist to go to this type of ukulele rather than a soprano or concert type. The accessories are a bit of a mixed bag really. The strap's good, the strings are good, and the pick's good. However, the capo seems out of place, and it doesn't seem to belong in this kit. And the shaker, I wouldn't class it as an accessory, but it is good and it is fun. The thing I did notice is a tuner is conspicuous by its absence, and it would have been nicer, rather than having the shaker and the capo, to have a tuner. But I think if you shop round Temu, you can find this same kit with a tuner, or it's probably easier just to buy the tuner separately. And this neatly brings me back round to Temu, who provided this ukulele for the review, and they've provided a discount code where you can either scan this QR code and download the app, in which case you get this ukulele for virtually nothing, or you can visit temu.com and type DUW7363 into the search bar to get a discount from there. And that's it for this review. Thank you very much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed it or got something useful out of it. And if you did, please click the like button. And if you're new to the channel and you'd like to see more videos like this and lots more guitar lessons, please like, subscribe and hit the bell icon, and then you'll be notified when I upload new videos. And if you're looking for free guitar lessons, either visit my YouTube channel or go to www.ebooks4guitar.com, and there you'll find the PDF ebooks that go with the YouTube lessons. Again, thank you very much for watching, because every view keeps the channel going.